Ghostbusters.
Well, there you go.
And there we were.
So, as you can tell, it's been a while.
In our defence, we've been very busy. We got married.
We're very busy and important people.
We are.
I have a new job. You have sort of a new job.
Sort of.
It's been a bit manic.
It has.
And this is legitimately the first time we've had to sit down since about July.
And it feels good.
It feels good to be back. So we felt remiss because this summer. Wow, this summer. Wow. So we have a lot of movies. We have a long list to get through. So we're going to try and start going through some of them. Some of them will be the shorter reviews we tried before because I think they were, as we've got so many to do, probably they would be better.
Yeah.
But some of them need room to breathe.
We need room to tell you stuff.
This is a breather.
Okay.
So
Ghostbusters.
So Rogue One, what did you think?
I thought it was all right. I didn't quite see what all the fuss was about. You know, people online saying, "Oh, it's the end of the world." Or no, it wasn't. It was just a perfectly average, okay comedy in which most of the world went, "Oh my god, that Kate McKinnon actor, she's rather good, isn't she? Isn't she funny?" And then they all ran and watched SNL on YouTube. And it was fine. It was just fine.
Yeah, there are a few things which kind of derail it for me. It is functional as a movie. It is not the worst movie I've watched. I laughed a few times.
Yeah.
It was very colourful. The CGI was very good.
Yeah.
But in terms of, I have never been a big Ghostbusters fan. I know you're quite a big Ghostbusters fan.
Like it.
I have never had that sort of nostalgia for it. Like, I've always appreciated it. I know it's a very funny movie. I love the effects.
Yep.
Even as a little girl, I didn't latch in, as I know some people really are. And we watched this really interesting documentary about people that actually volunteer as Ghostbusters, kind of helping in hospitals and raise money for charity and stuff, which I didn't even know was a thing.
It's totally a thing.
Which is, I was just like,
a
wow,
worldwide thing.
It's a worldwide thing, and I think a lot of people latched onto it in a way that I didn't. So I'm coming from not that perspective. I am coming purely from a filmmaking perspective that I didn't think certain parts of it were very well thought through. I think the fact that it wasn't a full proper reboot or a proper sequel is a problem, because it's kind of both, because you have the original cast coming back playing different characters.
Yep.
Only of which one really 100% works, which is Sigourney Weaver.
And Ernie Hudson. He works.
His is okay, but it's
fine.
It's not like when Sigourney Weaver comes on, it's just amazing.
She is great.
Everyone else, it's kind of like Bill Murray. It's really awkward because he's a skeptic, which in theory should be funny, but he does not care.
It doesn't work.
He does not care. There is a bottomlessness to how he does not care.
Yeah.
And I think in terms of the plot, 2016 is the summer of movies with bad plots, where there's bad guys that we don't really know where they've come from. They just appear at the end of the second act or at the beginning of the third, and there's a large light source in the middle of a city, and someone has to rescue someone. Like, it's been the summer of those.
Yes. Probably.
And unless you do Avengers, you're not going to get away with that.
That's true.
So the acting is okay. Some of the characters I didn't really like. Kristen Wiig, she was too awkward. I liked what's her name, Leslie
Jones.
I liked her. I thought
she was really
good.
solid. Yeah.
Kate McKinnon was fantastic. I like Melissa McCarthy as the straight woman. I really like that because
that's different.
It's different from we keep seeing her as crazy person. It was quite nice to see her as the straight person.
I mean, she did it to an extent in Spy, but not quite to the same degree.
Well, it was done well. It wasn't done that she, like in The Heat, she's just crazy. Whereas in The Spy, it's gradually revealed that she's crazy. I loved Chris Hemsworth.
Oh,
he was fantastic. Amazing.
Just fantastic. Though it's not his best comic turn. His best comic turn is the Thor Ragnarok short with Daryl.
It's true. That's the best deadpan. But I mean, in terms of, can you imagine?
So funny.
Can you imagine if he was played by a woman? How much YouTube would have just, like, the internet would have exploded with like sexism accusations, because he is so stupid.
Yes.
Like he like covers his eyes when he hears a loud noise. Like he is properly.
He's so funny.
Stupid, but
so funny.
But it's really funny.
He sells it so well. He's just it's fantastic, and his dance moves,
which were luckily, thank God, cut out of the original cut.
But, you know.
He takes over all of the police and makes them do Thriller.
It's
I
true.
am so glad that ended up in a cutscene in the trailers, in the credits, because, oh my god, that would have just been like, too much. So what did you think of the villain?
Oh, he was utterly pointless.
Yeah.
I mean, there was nothing.
Weak
There was nothing to him. Like, people say that, you know, Vigo is weak and the museum curator guy in Ghostbusters 2 is weak. But no, compared to this guy, they were like a masterclass in villainy. And there was nothing to him really, and you didn't get a sense of him. And his plan was fine, but no, just no. Like, I liked it in the original Ghostbusters when they had things like, oh, you know, Evo Shandor, and he built this thing, and it's all like.
It's all evil.
It's all, you know, it's an evil building, an evil architecture, and it's evil funky
Evil architecture.
Evil architecture, ha.
Yeah.
You know, and it's all really good because you feel like there's a history to it and a weight to it. And with this guy, you were just like, and he turns up and he has a light show and what? And he opens up with the what? And he knows how to do this because.
Yeah, there's not. Like, I think that there was potential. I kind of thought about it afterwards. I think we've talked about it before because we've talked about it quite a lot about this film.
Yeah.
There is a scene. There are going to be spoilers in this. I'll put it up on the title, but you know, it's like how many months after? It's quite a considerable.
It's out on Blu-ray now.
It's out on Blu-ray, so it's not. You know, if you don't want to hear spoilers, spoiler warning. So. There's it's not even like a spoiler. Christian Wiig talks about how this old woman kept appearing at the end of her bed as a ghost as she was a teenager. Now, wouldn't it have been really interesting if all this ghost shenanigans had been going on, no one knew why, and then all of a sudden, like some kind of protective field that has been created around the place breaks down, and then all of a sudden the old woman who plagued her nightmares appears. But it's like, and she's like literally destroying New York City just because Christian Wiig dropped a frisbee over the fence. Something really petty. Yeah. And then she went to collect it and died, or something ridiculous. Like she went to get the frisbee out of the tree and fell out and broke her neck. Something ridiculous like that. That I feel would have worked.
Yes.
It would have been really petty and small, but it wouldn't have been petty and small in the same way.
No.
And it would have been like, it would have kind of explained like, oh well, she kind of caused her death. That's kind of an explanation. Or you just go big cosmic villain, like in the first one. But they obviously didn't want to do that. But then they kind of made him into a cosmic villain. Yeah. And then he became the Ghostbusters symbol.
Yeah, that was weird. But I'll tell you what I liked.
What did you like?
I liked it when they suggest that the government is aware of this ghost thing and has been working up, trying to do something about it for some time. And are really happy to have the Ghostbusters around, but only, you know...
in secret.
Yeah, only sort of in secret. That's really cool. I really liked that. I thought that
could have been if you were doing a reboot. You could do the Ghostbusters, a proper one. You could do the Ghostbusters are like almost like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. but for ghosts.
Yes.
Like this down low, no one really knows they exist, and they're sorting out the stuff. Kind of like Men in Black. Like I don't know. It didn't work.
No.
It didn't work. It was functional.
And I laughed a lot.
But
I laughed a lot. I can't lie. I remember.
No, when I was watching it, I was enjoying it. But as soon as you start thinking about the plot, the characters, and I think it was on his trailer had it right. Every single one of them is the comic relief character. You could take any one of those four women, put them in a cast of just normal characters, and they would be the comedy relief. And you need someone to be the straight guy. You need to be honest, you need a couple. Yeah. Because Kate McKinnon, you just really needed Kate McKinnon, Leslie Neal, and everyone else could have been a straight character. You didn't need them to all be zany or down to earth or physical or awkward. You didn't need all those types.
No.
Because like the awkward comedy with Christian Wiig, I don't like awkward comedy anyway, so it's a hard sell. But things like Bridesmaids makes me laugh, even the awkward stuff.
Yeah.
But this didn't.
No.
It was just awkward.
Fair enough.
And it was a shameless waste of Tywin Lannister.
Oh, but that's fine.
He should have been brought in. He should have been the bad guy. You've got a British guy in the cast.
That's true. It's true. You should have.
Come on, it's an American movie.
You should capitalise on your Charles Dance.
But maybe next time. Right.
Maybe next time he'll be the villain.
Maybe next time. Oh, and there's a stinger at the end about Zool.
Zool. That'll be fine. They probably won't even do anything with that in the next.
Oh, have you heard Feige's coming back?
Yes,
not Feige, sorry. Feige. He's coming back.
Yes, he is. I've heard because he was so touched by all the people dressing up as them at Halloween. He was like, "Yeah, I'm coming back. It's back to the rodeo." He doesn't care. He'll take on all the abusers. That's what I like him for that. Actually,
I don't quite. I think it's a shame that there was all the stink on the internet about it.
There
I
is.
think it's a shame that it kind of Sony played it brilliantly. Like, oh
Yes.
my god, they took
The
the
scenes
worst
are
reviewed
so funny.
trailer of all time
So funny.
and turned it into a feminist lightning rod. Like, that is genius. Like, they couldn't do anything with Spider-Man until they gave it back to Marvel, but my god, did they handle that well.
Yeah, and they turned it into a gag in their own movie.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Like, can
So
you imagine?
Good. They were reading out comments that were actually on the comment. You were just like,
That's just really
that's
clever.
nice.
But can you imagine if DC had something like that? Like, they wouldn't have lent into it. They would have just pretended it wasn't happening, which is what DC does.
No.
But Sony actually was acknowledging it and was like, no, let's pretend we're being feminist, which they weren't. But that was brilliant advertising.
Yeah, it was great.
But yeah, you got any other? I think I've said all my piece. I've said my piece. I've said my beef.
You said your beef. Any other points? I liked Dan Aykroyd's cameo, actually.
Yeah,
that was good.
It was all right.
Yeah, I know.
It kind of went on a bit too long.
Oh, I don't think so. Oh, and I really quite enjoyed the final showdown where everyone's using all the different gadgets and Kate McKinnon's just going nuts.
That was fun. Like, it was fun seeing everyone smackdown, but it would have been nice. I don't know if there'd been more stakes because they were just handling it. Like, at no point did I feel like they could die.
Except when they did the big thing at the end, diving down the hole towards the portal.
But the thing of it is, it's a kids' movie. And they want to do sequels. So you kind of know they're not going to die. But at no point did I feel like they were going to get hurt. Like, I know in most films the main characters aren't going to die. I'm aware of that. But people can still get hurt.
Yes.
Like, spoiler, Civil War, Rhodey, breaks his back and can't walk. Like, you could have had that thing that someone was, like, maybe being suspended or something and only grabbed the bar at the last minute or something. Like, but there was none of that.
No. So, yeah, it's it was fine. The internet should have calmed down and taken a chill pill.
Everyone needed to pipe down.
It was fine.
Everyone needed to pipe down. It was not worth.
It was not
that amount of upset
or vitriol or anything.
No, it was
really
not worth
wasn't.
it.
And yeah, it's just like it's 3 out of 5. It's fine. Just calm down. Just calm down.
After I'd watched it, I think I would have said 3 out of 5. Now that I've thought about it, it's kind of going to the 2.5. Just for the plotting issues.
Oh yeah, no, I can sort of see that, but I'm just because I laughed quite a bit.
It was funny. And
I enjoyed it more than I expected to. And yeah, and it would have been better if it had been a direct sequel. But if I want that, I can always buy the IDW comics and read them. So that's fine.
Buy the game.
I've got the game somewhere.
Because that was meant to be like the third Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah, no, it's really good. It is really good.
Not that I know, but there.
Yeah, but you. There we go. That's that.
That's that. So it's good to be back.
Yeah, it's great to be back. It's wonderful to be here.
And there will be lots of videos.
Yeah, lots of stuff coming up. Lots of stuff coming down the pipe because we've got a list now.
We've got a list. We're going to start working through it.
Okay.
It's goodbye from me.
It's goodbye from me. Goodbye.